Yeah,
here for you guys.
yeah, awesome. Well, I just want to start by thanking you for taking the time to do this. You're
Pleasure,
absolute legend to all of us, so thank you very much.
pleasure,
Um,
my friend.
yes, so what I did is I prepared some questions, and then
Great,
Liverpool fans send in questions too. So
nice,
there'll be a mix of the two.
perfect,
Um,
fantastic.
yes. So first, I just wanted to ask, how are you doing in, because I know Spain is heavily affected by this crisis, and so
Yes.
are you based in Barcelona, and how is it around where you're quarantined?
I'm based in Madrid. My family's in
Oh,
Barcelona. My
okay.
mother and my sister and my nephews are there in
Yeah.
Barcelona. I got family also in the center of Spain, but I'm based in Madrid. And at the
Okay.
moment, like you're saying, it's true that Madrid is having a lot of problems, like the rest of Spain, but Madrid and Barcelona are one of those
Yeah.
with the most problems
Cases.
about the COVID-19. And well, trying to listen everything, all the updates that our local governments are telling us to do.
Yeah.
I think it's been 5, 6 weeks already with the lockdown.
Yeah.
We haven't go out on the streets yet, like the
Correct.
most of the people. Now only the basic things are open,
Yeah.
like pharmacy, supermarkets, and stuff.
Hmm.
Now next week, I think they are going to start letting kids under 12 going for a walk around because
Okay.
they've been already quite a lot of time
On
inside,
lockdown.
and us just trying to do our routines in the morning. Kids are doing classes online,
Right.
and my missus and I just try to keep busy working
Yeah.
on things on social media, working with some of the business that we go. I'm learning
Right.
French. I'm trying to do my A license coaching, so a little bit
Yeah.
of
Right.
everything.
That's great. No, I'm in Paris, so it's a very similar situation to
Yes,
Spain
France
because
is also difficult. Yeah.
we're in lockdown. So one of the things that I love that you've been doing during the lockdown is you've been doing sort of showing your food and your workout regimes on your story, which is awesome. I love it. Like you're very healthy eating, very inspirational, you know? So
Yes, we
thank you
try.
for doing that.
Yeah, we try like that. I mean, so I've been doing that during 20 years of my football career,
Right.
trying to work out every day,
Yeah.
eating well and everything. So when you stop, it's difficult. Of course, I got my
Right.
treats sometimes,
Yeah.
but the most of the time is we try to eat well. We try different diets also to see how our bodies
Right.
feel
Adjust.
after that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, we try to do different things. Like you,
Yeah.
I'm sure that you guys are doing the same. When you're at home,
Yeah.
you try to. Now that we are in lockdown, you have to do things like
Yeah. Try new
cooking.
things. Try
Yeah,
new things.
exactly.
Right?
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But you've seen the lives that we've been doing about the
The
jerseys
kid.
that I got from my
Oh, I love
collection,
it.
talking about a little bit. We're
Right.
trying to do every twice a week. So
Awesome. Yeah, so my question in relation to this was when
yeah.
you arrived to England in 2004 and you joined Liverpool, I was wondering what was the nutrition regimes back then? Because obviously in the past 15 years, it's changed a lot. So when you arrived in England, what kind of like nutrition regime did they give you? And did you follow it? Because I see that you're a very healthy person. So maybe you were like, I
Yeah.
don't like this. I'm going to do my own thing. Like I'm guessing it
No,
might be,
no. To be honest, when
yeah,
you are a bit younger,
yeah,
you don't look that much the diet. Now it's true that we're talking about 15 years ago,
yeah,
so the diets were there. The people who is a little bit more affected by eating
yeah,
certain kind of food that they get a little bit weight quicker than some others. I'm not. I normally, because of my body style, I don't get weight
right.
on too
Yeah,
much
that's like
weight.
me.
Yeah, I try.
Fast
If I, for
metabolism.
example, if I don't work out, I lose weight. So you can imagine. And the moment that I stop, even though if I eat fats or whatever,
Yeah.
I lose weight. So that's why my diet has to be complemented by the workout routine. And
Hmm.
back then in Liverpool, when I arrived, the most funny thing was that in Melbourne we had like
Yeah.
a big place. I'm sure that you've seen it with tables where we
Yeah.
have the lunch and everything.
Right.
And not long ago, I went to do an event with AXA, and we went to the canteen. So once in
Yeah.
the canteen, I look around, and there were only protein bars, nuts,
Yeah.
healthy cereals
Right.
and stuff. And I remember back then that we had, I mean, Kit Kats, chocolate bars,
Oh
whatever,
yeah.
all these kind of, yeah, exactly. So it's been changing a little bit. Even in the mornings, we used to have some amazing toast that they used to do. Caroline, it was one of the girls in the canteen. She used to do kind of toast with butter, kind of French toast, similar to that ones. I used to love them, and we used to have them quite often.
That's great. So my following question is, when I was looking, I didn't know this, but when I was searching your history, you played for Rafa Benitez when you were on loan in Tenerife. So
Yes.
I didn't know that you played with him before you joined Liverpool. So
Yeah.
I was wondering, what was your relationship with Rafa like, and
Yeah.
what was it like when you joined Liverpool compared to Tenerife? Because that's when you were on loan, and when you played with him at Liverpool, you were more developed. You were more like a definite starter in a big team. So what was your relationship like?
No, I met Rafa back in Tenerife, and it was probably one of my best years in my career because he found a way of me playing in different sides, right or left, and after that, I remember that he went to Valencia, and he did a few fantastic years, winning the league, Champions League final. He didn't get it, but I think he won 2 leagues, 1 Europa League.
Yeah.
And even in that year, previous to go myself to Atletico Madrid, he gave me a call because he wanted me to join him in Valencia. So we had a close relationship. We spoke a few times in the summer talking about maybe going to Valencia. And the first time it was just before going to Atletico Madrid. He had to do a movement before, because he was killing Gonzalo in Valencia. He was moving to Lazio, and he was waiting to that to happen. And it didn't happen. And Atletico Madrid was there. It was my fair option, so I moved to Atletico Madrid, and it was a fantastic year. So then when I met him in Liverpool, it was like perfect. Actually, me moving to Liverpool. Yeah, a big part was because Rafa called me and asked me to go and join him in that moment.
And a lot of other Spanish players were joining because he had a Spanish background. So maybe it was easier for you also to adapt to England.
Yeah, definitely. It's always actually we were, I think the first year we were 16 different nationalities with all the players that were in the dressing room. It's true that having Xavi, Josemi, Xavi, Josemi, Antonio Núñez together, it was a lot easier after Pepe Reina arrived, Morientes, both of them spoke, he was a Spanish speaker. So having that connection with some of the players, it was fantastic, and it made us adapt faster. But I have to tell you that the relationship that we had between all of us, it was amazing, because we had dinners every 2 weeks all together to try to bring that relationship. When we were at Melwood, we used to have different tables, and not the Spanish players. Actually, Rafa Benitez didn't allow us to sit together. No. No more than 2 players from the same nationality could be in the same table. Wow. So you have to move all around. So that made us have to talk with other people, know them a little bit better, and that you can bring that to the pitch. Yeah.
I think I read somewhere that Rafa used to make you change. He used to assign, I think, when you went on away games and you were in hotels, he used to assign your roommates. Is that true?
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't choose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We couldn't choose. And normally it was, if I'm a right winger, I will have I will be a roommate of the center midfield, Xavi Alonso, Steven Gerrard, Didi Hamann, or my fullback, Steve Finnan, Josemi, or if it was a striker on that side, Djibril Cissé or Milan Barros. But normally 3-4 players all the time.
Right. No, that's really smart. So one thing that a lot of Liverpool fans have been very worried about, that I keep thinking, is what is going to happen with the league if it keeps getting pushed back. Because the Premier League has said that they don't want to make it null. They want to play it out because there's so much on the line. So how can you see this planning out? Because imagine we have to start in July, but the season is supposed to start in August. How can that work out? What do you think is the best case?
I think it's a difficult call, to be honest, because I understand for the point of view of Liverpool, of course, if we follow what the other countries are doing, we are waiting until the last moment to say, okay, now we cannot play anymore, so we have to decide what to do. And I guess from the point of view of Liverpool, all the countries have done it. You leave the the table the way it is.
The way it is.
And you have to, and you have to give the trophy to Liverpool. Of course, I think if you think about all the teams, they will complain, but not about the top, the winner. Yeah, but the relegation, the Europa League places, that's difficult to give a call at the moment because it's a lot of games to be played. But at the end, I guess there's something like this going to happen, but because I don't think that the lockdown is going to end very soon.
Yeah, and as a follow-up, I don't know if you saw, but the Bundesliga, they hope to begin in May, and all the teams are already training. So I was wondering, as a player yourself, how would you have felt to play without fans? And do you think it's an option for the Premier League? Because that's what the Bundesliga is going to do. Yeah,
it could be, but to be honest, it's not nice for the players. I had the chance of playing a few games when I was in Panathinaikos in Greece, and play without people, and it's like a training. You don't feel that pressure. You don't feel that emotion that is need to be played. I think.
Not the same
exactly. Time. It's totally different. But if there isn't no other way, I guess it's the best one for a more. I think more. How you say more? It's better for the rest of the teams.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it would be less controversial.
Yeah, exactly, because you give the chance to all the teams to perform. Of course, it's not going to be, but the situation that we have, I think it's going to be the best one.
Well, look who's here. Anthony Le Talec, who you played with, who got your assist for the dummy against Juventus. I did a live.
Yes. Did you?
Such a nice guy.
Yeah, I spoke. He was doing a live not long ago with Cinema Pongol. Yeah. And I was texting them because it was funny just to see them.
No, he's a very nice guy. I did a live.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move on to the fan questions, if that's okay.
Go ahead. Yes.
They sent in questions. So the first one is from Advait, who says, if you could strengthen one position in the current Liverpool team, what would it be?
It's true that Minamino, I think, is a fantastic player and is going to give a lot of good moments to Liverpool next year. Yeah. But I will try to find a center forward that can allow Firmino to rest sometimes. We've seen Firmino in the last few games a little bit tight because he has to play all the time. He's a player who works so much. So if we can have a player like him, similar, or even a center forward who can like him is difficult. I know it's difficult, and you will have to spend so much money. But if you can play a replacement for him to rest, it will be great. Or a player who can. I'm not saying to have a plan B, but for example, there are some teams. I remember that we had Peter Crouch, that he was a player who can give something different apart from Milan Baroš, Ziblil Cisse, or players who could play at the front, Bellamy, that he was at the front. So he was a different player. To have something like this, I think it could be also very important.
Yeah, the player we've been very closely linked to, I don't know if you've seen, is Timo Werner from RB Leipzig.
Mm-hmm.
Because the idea too is if you played against a very defensive team, you could drop Firmino to like center
midfield,
play Werner, because like Firmino works like a midfielder. He's everywhere.
Yeah,
you know? And
everywhere.
Don't you think?
Yeah, and he's a player who can link with the strikers. Exactly. He's the one who can keep the ball and give the ball when it's the perfect moment, the perfect timing. He's got all the time, arriving from second line, and having a striker who can stop the center backs from moving around. Right. So you're gonna make them stay in the same position. So the players who are around are gonna enjoy that. Also, I mean, they're gonna use that striker who can hold, exactly, that's the word, hold the center backs at the front, and then use the pockets near them. So I think it would be a very good signing.
Yeah, no, I mean, everybody's getting very excited, Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
So the next one is Jamie asks, which Liverpool player did you have the most chemistry with when you played for Liverpool, and why?
Say again? Can you repeat it again?
Which Liverpool player during your time there, do you feel like you had the best chemistry, so that you linked up the best, that you felt like you...
In Liverpool, Liverpool was with Stevie, definitely. I was mentioning yesterday about when we were talking about the jerseys.
Yeah.
And because he's one of those players who that is looking at you, even though that is looking the other side.
Yeah.
And then when the ball is arriving, we used to do that quite very often. Yeah. When the ball was arriving to him, I was already moving because I knew that he will give the pass straight away. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like Xavi, Iniesta, they know
exactly.
where to pass it before they receive the ball.
Exactly. That's the advantage of those players, that they know what is happening all around, and they think exactly 1 second before anybody. They know what they're gonna do. So my movements were inside or long, and he will give me the ball straight away and start running forward to me. I will hold the ball for 1-2 seconds and let the ball to him, and he will score or he will give another pass. So that was kind of a fantastic connection that we had in the moment that I arrived to Liverpool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. This is kind of a weird question, but Trent Alexander-Arnold was doing a Q&A the other day about somebody asked, does pineapple belong on pizza? So Tyler asks, does pineapple belong on pizza, Luis?
I order sometimes pizza with pineapple because my kids. For me,
for you,
no. I prefer pizza. No, exactly. They kind of like it sometimes. So I used to order one of those. Hawaiian, I think it is called, with a little bit of pineapple. Yeah. But not for me. I prefer other kind of pizza. I'm having now vegetarian pizza and 4 chicken pizza. Those are my favorites.
But today you broke your vegetarian with some meats.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
But it's
I've been actually a record. I think I've been already for 5 months as a vegetarian.
Wow.
And actually I enjoy it, and I'm gonna continue doing it. But I wanted to give a treat for myself, and I made a fantastic big field steak, and
barbecue in the garden. Oh,
it was nice. It was
That's
nice.
A good life.
There are more things coming because I like to do different things with the kids for them, because they are doing a fantastic effort with the school and not going out. So we are lucky to have a garden, and well, I try to do all the time things with them.
Have you noticed anything different about your body? Like, I'm just wondering, inside a few months being a vegetarian, like, what did you notice about your
the thing that I noticed the most, it was that I wasn't tired. I could wake up in the morning or 7 o'clock or 6:30 in the morning that I normally used to wake up, and don't feel that kind of laziness and tired or waking up. I could jump off the bed and start the day. And also another thing that I felt, it was that I didn't feel like heavy.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling, but that's the way I felt it. Moving around, going up and down, or moving in the streets, I didn't feel like heavy. Yeah. And that's something that I enjoy very much. And when I used to have dinners meat, because I used to have chicken meat quite often, because it's the protein, I don't have carbohydrates at night. I used to sometimes felt like heavy at night going to bed and in the morning. And that's something that it changed completely after a couple of 3 weeks.
Wait, so you don't eat chicken?
No chicken, no fish. No, the only thing that I can have is eggs and all dairy, yogurt, cheese, milk. Yeah, that's all the way.
So Brandon asked, how would you describe your first time?
Rodgers? Brendan Rodgers?
No.
Is he Brendan? I know.
No, Brandon. He's a fan. He asked, how would you describe your first time walking out at Anfield?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments that is difficult to explain, because there's so many emotions at the same time. Walking in, listening, because just before we start walking through the stairs to go to Anfield, that you touch the sign of this Anfield, the people is already starting the Union Walk alone. So you start feeling the goosebumps. Yeah. So I remember walking out, and that smile that comes to you straight away, because you really couldn't believe that will happen, because at the end I was in Barcelona. I never thought about going to Liverpool. Yeah. And that moment, I heard so many stories about this special atmosphere. Anfield is special. It's got a different spirit. So walking into the pitch, it was the stairs going. It was so weird feeling and goosebumps, and listening to people. And I walked in and looked to the stand to look for my family, and they knew that I was so happy, because my smile it was out of my face.
Yeah. Did you were you nervous though for that first game, or
I was always I felt that even now. I still feel it when we play these Legends games. I still feeling the same feeling. Once you walk into the pitch, those feelings of this is gonna start now. And it's fantastic. I love to enjoy that moment, even though that sometimes they say that it's not good because you cannot start. But in the moment the referee whistles, everything goes away, and then you focus on what you have to do.
Right. No, that's so. So Kimara asks, if you could have dinner with any Liverpool player, past or present, who would you choose and why?
I had the chance of having dinner with a few of the older guys, and of course of the
legends.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess I would love to have dinner, even though that is different, with Bill Shankly.
Yeah.
I think ask him about why he was doing the things that he was doing, like seeing the future. I would love to ask him a lot of questions about the football, how he feel it. Why he sees the way football,
his philosophy,
it was played before. Yeah, no. It will be fantastic. A fantastic thing. I will ask him so many questions.
Yeah, and Jurgen, and also, what's your opinion on Jurgen Klopp? He's a pretty special. He's sort of like
he's amazing.
Back.
Yeah, it's amazing. I had the chance of having a drink with him after games and chatting in the pre-seasons. And it's fantastic. He's so focused. He knows how when to be focused on football, when to talk about different things, and just listen to him. What his idea of football is beautiful, because me as a striker, I like to go forward. I like to play, to score goals, and that's the way Liverpool is playing. He's not thinking about, hey, listen, this is going to be a tough team. Let's hold at the back or let's see. No. It's about what can we do to hurt the other team, and what can we do to score one goal. 2 goals, 3 goals.
Yeah. No, and what I love too is, I don't know if you noticed this transformation, but the past 3 years, like Liverpool was scoring a lot of goals, but defending not so good, where we were giving up goals. And then like a year and a half ago, sort of he started changing, where they're a little bit more higher up the pitch. We concede a lot less goals, but it's
I think the arriving of Van Dijk was something that made a massive difference. Van Dijk gave confidence. Alisson, of course, the keepers are all important. But I think we saw this change when Van Dijk arrived. Not because I don't think that Lovren, Matip, Joe Gomez were fantastic players. It's because I think he gave them the confidence to overcome bad situations. When there is a mistake, he's there. When there is a mistake that is not there, he pushed them to become better. So if you've seen when he's on the pitch, the players around him, they get better. And that's why I think at the back, he was the leader who was missing over there.
And as a player, I mean, you must know this better than anyone, but what's amazing with Van Dijk is when he's on the ball, he looks so calm. He just touches the ball.
I haven't seen him sprinting. I haven't seen him sprinting one time. I think it's unbelievable the way he plays. He's always so well positioned that he doesn't even need to sprint. I haven't seen him. He's massive, so the legs cover so much space. So in the moment he does 2-3, he's already there where he has to be, and he's fantastic. Yeah, I have to say that if he's not the best centre backs in the world at the moment, he has to be in the top 2, top 3 max.
Yeah, no, people are saying if Liverpool win the Premier League, he might be in the debate for the best center back in Premier League history. I mean, there's John Terry, of course, and like company, but people are saying if they keep doing well, he might.
Yeah, exactly. We have to think. I like to think that he's still a lot of things to do, because he's young. He arrived to Liverpool in the perfect moment, and we are talking about John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, this kind of player. They've done it. So many years, so we have to wait and see. But I'm sure that he's gonna be there with the top centre backs.
Yeah. Okay, so now Connor asks, if you could pick one player from the current Liverpool team to play in the special 2005 Champions League winning team, who would you pick to add to that team and why?
That's tough, because then that means that I have to remove one of my teammates.
I won't let you do it. So how about a player that you wish? Oh, wait, the next question is better. Ready?
Okay.
He asked, if you could play with one of Liverpool's current front 3, who would you like to play alongside and why?
Firmino, no doubt. Yes, not because I think that Mane and Salah are amazing, or he is fantastic. But Lallana, I love Lallana, but Firmino is one of those players that is my kind of player. I enjoy watching this kind of player with that technique, with that tempo, with that mobility on the field. So I know that I will have a great connection with him.
And he's so like what Liverpool fans love about him is he's so selfless. Like it's never about him scoring. Like he hasn't scored at Anfield in a lot of games, and you don't see one Liverpool fan putting pressure on him. Like, oh, you're not scoring. Like usually in football, when you're a striker and you don't score,
you have the pressure of scoring.
And him, all the Liverpool fans, even like the ones that are very critical, do not criticize him because we understand, you know, what he brings to the team.
Yeah, he gives so many things. Like I said, strikers are important. It's kind of what is Benzema doing at Real Madrid. People is complaining about because he's not scoring goals, but he does so many things. That's why he's always in the 11, because he does so many things for the team.
So one of my personal questions, and I just can't imagine what it must have felt like for you. So you grew up in part in the academy in Barcelona.
Yeah.
You eventually played for Barcelona, which is something that very rarely happens. So what was it like for you to make it to Barcelona, and just like how did you deal with the pressure of playing with Barcelona? Because I just can't imagine putting on the jersey. I mean, same with Liverpool, but just as a player, how do you mentally cope with putting on a jersey like this and sleep at night? You know, like it's a lot of pressure.
I guess it's something that in my case, I built it up because I started in the academy when I was 17. I signed for Barcelona, and I joined with Puyol, Xavi, Iniesta. No, but Iniesta arrived in the first team. He was younger than us. Victor Valdés, he was there. Gabri, that played in the first team as well. So we played 4 years together, from under 18, 2 years, and then second division with Barcelona B, 2 years before to arrive. And then I moved to Valladolid. That it was the next step in third division. Tenerife, Atletico Madrid, that it was a proper top team where I learned how to deal with some of that pressure, because I have next to me Albertini from Milan, that he was my roommate, Sergi, that he played in Barcelona for 20 years as a left back. So I learned from those players to deal with some kind of situation when I had that anxiety because I wasn't scoring goals, because I wasn't playing my best football. And then when I arrived to Barcelona, I knew how to deal. I remember I arrived to Barcelona, and when I was going to play the derby in Madrid, we were going to play. I was playing the 11, and the Saturday before the game was on Sunday. We were doing corner kicks. And I sprinted forward to receive the ball because that was my job in the corners. Go to receive and do the wall pass. I pulled my groin. The situation of playing had the chance of playing as an 11 starter for Barcelona, that it was my dream when I was a kid. Played that El Clásico at the Bernabeu in the 11 starter, and I pulled my groin just the day before. So deal with that situation. It was very difficult, I have to tell you that. It was very difficult. But I knew, because it happened exactly the same with Atletico de Madrid the year before. I was called for the national team. And I was called on a Thursday. It was the call to go join my first time with the national team on Monday. And we play on Saturday against Osasuna. And that game, after 3 minutes, I pulled my groin, so I couldn't go with the national team. So this kind of experience that you have can be very bad, because it can put you down, or you can learn from them and become better. So when I was in Barcelona, it was a tough moment, but because I knew how to deal with it, I overcome the situation, and I ended at the end of my injury 4 weeks after, playing again in the start of the Barcelona, getting my place in the right side of Barcelona, and I think it was a fantastic year for me. Enjoyed for so many days.
Amazing. And like also a difficult period must have been after you pulled your ACL. I remember with I believe, was it against Arsenal? I think it was Arsenal.
Carling Cup, 6-3. I remember very well.
Exactly. So what, after that setback, I mean, an ACL, very, very difficult injuries, possibly one of the worst in football. So how was that time? Because we haven't heard about how you rehabilitated and moved on that time.
Yeah, probably was the worst moment in my career, and well, sadly ended with my career at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Not because I wanted to leave, it's because I was struggling. Well, my family was struggling in Liverpool because Liverpool now at the moment is a totally different city after 2008 City of Culture in Europe. It was difficult. We were far away from the family, and I wasn't playing because I had my ACL, so you cannot train, you cannot play. I was spending 4 or 5 hours.
On your own too, right?
You're totally separate. Totally separate of the rest of the team.
So difficult.
So I decided to go. I asked permission to the fitness coach and to the Rafa Benitez if I could go and do the rehabilitation to Barcelona with one of the best rehab guys there was after he was with Pep Guardiola in Barcelona.
Okay.
And I spent there for 3 months working in the mountain. I used to go to twice to the mountain, come back, go there and train and come back twice a year, twice a day. And well, actually, I was very lucky because the ACL recovered fantastic, so I didn't have any problems after in the rest of my career.
Okay.
But the family realized that it was tough to go back to Liverpool, and well, I went back in May, just before the Champions League final. I started working with them, with the team. We went to La Manga to do this stuff, this first week of working together before to go to the Champions League final in Athens. But I couldn't play. I wasn't ready. I didn't have the rhythm. My knee wasn't ready yet, not even my legs. But I was already joining the team. And then is when I spoke with Rafa, and I think both decided that it was better to move. I still had 2 more years in Liverpool.
And a contract.
And yeah, exactly. But we decided just to move on, and well, it was a good way for both of us. Fernando Torres had the chance of arriving to Liverpool, and in the same move I was going to Atletico, and that's the way I moved him. Tough, very difficult, very, very difficult because of those 3 years that I spent in Liverpool, because I was feeling fantastic. I remember in January, my last goal was against Tottenham.
Yeah.
And I remember saying, wow, I already scored 6 goals, so this is looking good. If this continues like this, 3 goals in Champions League, 3 goals in Premier League, I was feeling fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's the way football it is.
Right. So this is more of a recent question, but I was wondering, where were you for Liverpool 4-0 Barcelona? And
I was in Norway. I was in Norway doing it for the TV2, yes.
And what was that? That must be strange for you too, because you're a Liverpool fan and a Barcelona fan. So how did you emotionally?
I'm gonna tell you something. I had the chance of doing it for BT. Yeah. I did Barcelona against Liverpool in Barcelona at the new camp. Yes. I did it with BT, and they asked me to do it also at Anfield, and I said that I didn't want to go there, and I want to do it with another TV because it was too much pressure. Because if Barcelona goes through, I'm happy because it's my former club, it's the club that I support, and if Liverpool is an amazing feeling because I want Liverpool to go through. So I knew from one side or the other side I will be happy, but also I will be sad. So I prefer to go away and don't leave it in there.
You went to the neutral Nordic country.
Exactly. I'll go there in the north, cold, and that's it.
I'll be away from everything.
Yeah.
But even though that was one of the craziest games of all time, many people say that the atmosphere for Liverpool-Chelsea, the one that scored that famous goal, they say that in terms of how much Anfield erupted, there's never been such a crazy atmosphere. So what do you remember about that special night at Anfield?
Exactly what you're saying. I never seen. I've been at Anfield a few times with amazing games. I spoke with so many fans because if you remember, we had Olympiacos in that season. It was amazing to go through. Right. And we have later Borussia Dortmund. That was an amazing. I remember watching it here at home and jump. I was watching it in the bed. Yeah. And when I saw the goal, my wife was sleeping. I jumped because I couldn't believe it that it was the goal was going through. So we had a few more moments of those of coming backs. And well, after we had this amazing comeback in the final, but that moment of scoring the goal who is gonna make you go to the final after so long missing that kind of trophies. I think it was very special for everybody, and that's why I don't know if he's the best. I'm not going to compare. I'm happy the way it was, but it's true that for me, it was probably the best atmosphere that I had the chance of living.
Yeah, it's special. It's special. I'm not going to ask you, but it's so funny when I ask people to send in questions. I think over 50% of the questions were, did it cross the line?
Did it cross the line?
So you must
it did cross the line. It did cross the line. I'm sure that I'm going to be the only one who is 100% sure that it crossed the line, but I'm happy with that. I mean, the referee saw it, I guess, or saw the lineman doing it. So I guess it's fine. I mean, what I enjoy the most is that Chelsea fans is still complaining about it. So that's the thing that we enjoy the most, I think.
Legendary. Well, and just finally, because I know you have to prepare dinner soon, it's here in Spain.
Yes.
What do you make of VAR? Because just linking to that question, like what we see a lot is people will score goals, celebrate, and then it'll be taken back, and just imagine the emotion of a player.
Frustrating.
Like, how can you see it happen?
It's difficult because I guess we are just on a moment of we are adapting to this VAR. I think there is a good thing. The same way that they started the goal technology when you can see if the ball crossed the line or not. Exactly. Even we can use it for offsides because it's very accurate.
Yeah.
But I guess it's going to be difficult to adapt to this moment of, okay, we have to wait because to see if we can celebrate or not. And I think it's for the best, but it needs to be faster. It needs to be more accurate. It needs to be more for moments where you have to decide if it's a win or exactly. It's a critical. Because if we do it for many things, at the end, it's going to lose the sense of it. Yeah.
Absolutely agree. Well, I want to thank you very much for your time, and sorry
My pleasure,
for the
guys.
technical difficulties in the beginning.
No problem.